Hello, everyone.
Hi, this is Dani&Stan, and this is another episode of OPS for Growth. Today, I am forced to tell you
Answer the questions 1 month later.
one day after the deadline. It's about career, and career for ESFP is, I think, one of the hardest topic ever.
Especially sleep last.
Especially sleep last, yes.
So, Dani will be very vulnerable, so you should be very forgiving and appreciate her openness and courage to share her vulnerabilities.
I have no excuse when you look at me like that. With your TI look.
You have to do it. They need to know the truth.
Yes. Okay, so I hope that this episode will be something very useful for every ESFP. If you are ESFP and if you are watching this, I know what you are going through when it comes to your career. I know how hard it is. I know that everyone in the world seems to solve this out, how to be successful with career, with money, finances. And I know that you feel so lost and you feel like you have no control. But this is something that you can seriously manage and you can do better. Probably you will have problem with that for the whole your life, but you can still work on that, and I can share with you my story and my tips and how OPS helped me and still helps me a lot when it comes to my career. Let's do this.
Let's do this. SFP, ESFP, you can do it.
You will be my interviewer, so I won't lose OI here.
Okay, so ESFP, please tell us a bit about your current career path.
Your
current career path. What have you been doing for the last 10-15 years?
Oh my God.
Yes, I know.
Oh my God. Where to
Sleep last
start?
state. This is the worst question you can ask for sleep last.
Okay.
So
it's also very emotional for me because I'm doing my demons a lot, like sleep and OI, and I need to tell about my career. It's like the nightmare for me.
Yeah, I know.
Nightmare career.
We are very appreciated.
Thank you.
You are safe here.
Thank
this
you.
community is to help you.
Thank you, my dear essay.
Dani, please tell us about your current career path, about your experiences, about your jobs that you had previously. What was that?
It was a chaos.
That's what we expect.
So let's start. When I was a teenager, I used to dream about different career path. Only from my childhood, I was dreaming about being a writer, and I think this is the only career path that I see myself still for my whole life. But I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be an actress. I wanted to be a vet. I wanted to be a theater director. And in high school, I was in a class, biology chemistry class, and I was...
Okay, and your first job was?
I'm telling you that when I finished my high school, I was in such a state that I was totally lost. And I knew that I don't want to study medicine. I want to study something else. And I took 1 year, one gap year. I traveled to Paris, to London to be au pair. Then when I was in a bad family in London, I changed city, and for a few 3 months, I needed to work in a factory. So it was my first time when I tried physical job like that. I came back to Poland. I started my university degree, literature, philology, and I tried different degrees. I was not able, for many years, I was not able to finish one degree. And it's not that it was hard for me. It was super easy. I had such a good grades from the hardest classes, but I was simply bored. And the same things always happens with my jobs, that I get bored so easily of jobs. So I was a bartender for a long time.
So your first job was a bartender? No, the physical...
First job. Yeah, I was also au pair, like a nanny for
right.
then. Then I was a bartender, singing, dancing bartender, lots of play and skippy time. Yeah, then I was working in a social media agency. I was working in a radio as a journalist and as a also DJ presenter. It was cool. I was translating some things. Then I was working also as a freelancer, as a virtual assistant and marketing manager. So many different projects and
Okay, I get it. Thank you for sharing that. And so now tell us a bit more about your current job. What are you doing right now and how do you feel about it?
For the last few years, I was like a marketing manager, virtual assistant. But when it comes to that, I was like a mentor, email marketing manager, web designer, social media manager, personal brand manager, like everything related to that for last months.
And you are running your company with your friend. You are building the landing pages.
Yeah, we built a brand 1 year ago. We built landing pages. And this is how I started to be more like virtual assistant. I was making so much less when it comes to...
So you decided to narrow down your one specialization.
Yes, but of course it didn't end up like that. Like I was still having different things, different clients.
So now could you please tell us a bit more how OP changed your career, how it improved your career?
Yes, OP taught me that I need to stop being a little naive FI who believes in mission, values. Wow, money is nothing important. Money, blah. Working for the tribe, so cool. Like no, like money are super important. Definitely, like very important to gives you more possibilities to enjoy life.
And you are more helpful when you have money.
Yes, of course. And I needed to learn to value myself, to be able to tell people like this is my value and my price for my services is this and this is my invoice, and to stop working for free, to not take more duties that I have in my contract. And definitely I learned that I need to do TE. I need to be more like thinker. I need to stop being this naive filler person, living for values. Like no, like life is so stressful.
Sacrificing yourself.
Yeah, I don't want to sacrifice myself
anymore. For the name of
anymore.
your values.
Yeah, now I'm...
Others don't care about. and the TISIs are just making money.
Now I became, thanks to OPS, I became so much more assertive and so much more rational, definitely. I also learned that, mostly from you, but it's also related to OPS, that I need to choose one path and one objective goal.
Yeah.
And what I learned, it was the most important thing for me, what I realized that if I'm going to do narrow down, if I'm going to do OI, it doesn't mean that it closes ways for me. Close paths. No, it opens me so much more possibilities. So a few years ago, I decided to study psychology, and it was like this bingo. I feel so good with that, and I continue that. Always remember your words that you just need to do this job. You need to. It's not like you feel like you're doing. You don't feel. You want. No, it's just like just do it. This is a job to do, and.
Just do it. Be a thinker. Just do
I'm planning to concentrate my career in the future with psychology, with being a therapist and a mentor coach. Maybe mostly with relationships. I'm going to help all deciders to do more.
Yeah.
Double decide.
I'd be
double
consultant.
deciding. Yeah, like I would be considered like a double decider.
For ITs.
Yes, definitely. I will help you how to take care of the tribe. So I'm super happy about that, and I realized that it gives me so many possibilities. I can have content related to psychology. I can have with my degree a possibility to work in a university, maybe in the future in a school with different people. Like it gives me so much more paths.
Yeah.
So if you are ESFP, I think this is important thing to realize, that if you do OI, doing OI doesn't mean that the paths are closed. Doing OI means you will have so much more paths to explore.
That are more important to you, that
Yes.
you will enjoy.
Yes,
And you will be
keep
paid
progressing.
more because you have the specialization
Yes.
that people want to pay for. So today we had play/sleeping session with Dani. Both of us were doing
my latest sleep
a bit of sleep processing of our goals and our habits, new habits that we want to develop. So could you please share your notes, Dani?
The first question was what you think you have.
What are your problems? What are your biggest problems?
Yeah. So as I am ESFP, I think my biggest problem, of course, in life is related to future, like especially when it comes to career. In my case, like which career, which path, which project. So I have a problem with choosing projects, which one I should be concentrate now to finish that and to have the best profits. As I mentioned before, like best profits also think mission, but also getting money from that, not only mission. I have issue with career and finances. This is like a challenge for me, and also with consuming. Like I think I consume too much, and this is what I wanted to. This is what we realize because this is what we realize a lot today, that our issues in life, and I think like everyone here, also your problems in life, they're always related to doing saviors and not doing your demons. So we discover that you do your demons. Like how to do your demons? Like you do your demons when you stop doing your saviors. This is the easiest thing ever. Like when you stop doing your saviors, you have so much space in your head, in your life, in your time to do your demons. So when it comes to me, like consume, play.
Sorry, can I just interrupt a bit? It's like, how do you save money? Well, maybe just stop spending money. That would be the easiest option. Like instead of finding a way how to save money, just stop doing the opposite. It's how to do demons. To stop doing the opposite. Stop doing the saviors, and now the demons will be the only option available.
Yes, because even if you approach saving money from the way that, okay, I'm going to grow my income, you will be still spending a lot, even more, because now you have bigger income, because you did not teach yourself to control,
how to save, to control
how
your
to save,
expenses.
how to do demons. So in my case, it's just like turn off social media, like having a window when I can use it and I can know, and reading like random stuff on internet. Definitely stop waiting, like I'm going to feel now motivation to start it, to finish this website for my client. Like no, just start to do it and you will see how it works amazing. What I see with my NI demon is I have a problem when it comes to
confrontation.
Yes, confrontation. My results.
Confrontation with the results, like with validating your ideas or your work with reality.
You told me that this is how Benjamin explained.
Defined OI.
OI, yeah.
Is that you don't want to try your information. You don't want to validate it with the reality or with the tribe.
Yes. And I agree with him.
You don't want to finalize because the finalization is about like publishing something, and then you get the feedback, and you might get rejection or something. So you might be afraid of that, but that's how the OIs do that. You just come up with some information, and you try it out.
I was also inspired by Guy.
Greetings, Guy.
Yes, from Guy about with NI demon to prepare like financial pillow, good financial pillow, so it will make me probably feel more comfortable about this NI demon. I have some project like work project that I would like to grow, and we will see how it works, and probably morning routine with affirmation. Like I see that I have to change my mindset when it comes to money. Like my mindset when it comes to money is related to my family background, to my FI mindset, and I know that I need to work a lot with affirmation, how I used to work with relationships affirmation in the past. And I'm such a fan of affirmation. Like they're so amazing tool to work with your subconsciousness. Definitely.
I wonder if that's something the most beneficiary to sleep lasts. That
Maybe.
it forces you to update your sleep worldview.
Maybe.
But also for sleep doms, I think that sleep doms also too quickly stuck your beliefs, and if you stuck on wrong beliefs, then you need to update them. So definitely something related to sleep. Okay, thank you very much, ESFP. Dani, the representative of ESFPs, all the sleep lasts, and
ESFP with NI demon and being
yeah.
number 2 with a specialized demon.
Yeah.
Let's do as well some conclusion.
Conclusion, it sounds like me.
Yes. Why?
Yeah, I would conclude it that although your career and probably all EP's career is very chaotic, but if you look at the opposite side of the career path of OIs, and you think like, wow, they have very linear career path. They always knew what they want to do. They are just stacking the competences, the skills and some certificates because they always knew what they want to do. That is probably especially for double observers. Then you should also know that some OIs, like me included, is that we are often jealous about people who tried some many things in life. Like I oftentimes felt doubt or guilty of committing too quickly to one career path, and then it took me a lot of courage, a lot of pain to change the career that I already committed to and started building on top of it. So it's like on one hand your career is very chaotic, on the other hand is very very interesting, and you gain a lot of skills that you are more adaptable to the changes, and you will probably be the first one who will find a new job when it's time to find a new job. Whereas I will feel very very stuck when it comes to like changing a job.
So the conclusion is also, I think, that for every type...
Give us the conclusion about my conclusion.
that it's important to find balance, no matter what type it is. No matter what your type is, the most important is to find balance.
There is a period of...
Not only OY, but also OE. Not only OE, but also OY.
Yeah, and there is a period for OE when you want to experiment and you want to find what is your, let's say, passion, and there is a period when you want to just stick to the plan and execute it. Like my PhD, back to my own story, back to my old same story. Like my PhD, I knew that I have to commit for 4 to 5 years, and it was hard. I didn't want to do that, but I say, okay, whatever. Like, if I don't like it, I can change it. And the same is for EP, I guess. It's just you commit to whatever feel okay, and then you try to go with it as far as you can. Mm-hmm. Same with relationships, I guess.
So this is all. Thank you. So if you like it, you can just leave us comment. We like talking to you, and we say greetings to all our OPS friends with this community. I really, really appreciate you guys all.
Sharing love to all the OPS community. It worked.
Bye.